Good evening, and welcome to this little dialogue with Mr. Prabhakar Iyer, the leading finance professional. He's the CFO at Ingram Micro. The finance function has been through a lot of challenges over the last 2 years, thanks to the pandemic. But finance leaders have made their companies succeed. Mr. Iyer is one of them, and we want to understand from him what he has done in the space and what he plans to do going forward. So welcome, Mr. Iyer. I'm going to get started with my first question, which is, what are the challenges and opportunities that you see in the consumer products business today? And how do you as a CFO, play your part with these challenges and opportunities?
Thank you, Hoshie. Good evening to you also. Nice to have an interaction with you, and the topic is quite relevant and very important too. So, pandemic has really brought a big game changer in many perspectives. And as you know, Ingram is one of the largest distribution house in the country. We are the technology distribution space. To a certain extent, I would say we were blessed in the pandemic because of very good and high level of demand being there. It was more challenge in terms of managing the supply chain and managing the demand that was there. Having said that, I would say that we are a company where we have what you can say bouquet of customers, both consumer and enterprise, and also in terms of the large projects done by the government sector. So to a certain extent, we had a curve of consumer going very high, the consumer demands going very high, especially on the technology products, while there was a speed breaker in terms of the projects and government business because of the pandemic. But coming specifically on the consumer business, it also had a severe expectations. Okay, suddenly the demand for the PCs, notebooks, and in terms of laptops, tablets grew so significantly that nobody could imagine it. We actually have been having a supply chain constraint right from the pandemic, even today, because of chip shortage, semiconductor shortage across the globe. That has always pushed us in pressure in terms of managing the inventory and managing the supply chain, and seeing to it that we keep the customers' demand focused and try to cater to the demand. So inventory planning and inventory management was one of the important things. From a finance perspective, surely working capital was another important perspective where we had severe challenge. Especially, we had to give quite a bit of support to the consumers and to the customers, considering that there is a pandemic and there was a long working capital requirement, and there was a block of funds. Many people didn't had quite a bit of good, healthy working capital limits. So we, along with the OEMs and the brands, worked out various working capital programs to support the customer. And I'll tell you, frankly speaking, during these 2 years of pandemic, we extensively supported both the OEMs and our company supported the customers, and there was never default. There was continuous chain of demand and chain of requirements for the customers for the products, and we could support them with high level of working capital support, and therefore we could manage the cycle very well. And exponentially, the demands have grown. In fact, in our industry, the growth is more than 25-30%. Okay, which is something very, very extraordinary. And what has happened is the technology products have become essential, be it work from home, or be it in terms of education, or be it in terms of entertainment. Everything has become online, and PCs have become as a personal asset, and everybody has to be aligned with their own online connections, their own YouTube, their own reality shows, their own Netflix, their own all types of things which are as make PC as attached to their own set, and that has increased the demand by many fold. And that is going to be a healthy process going to be there in the future, because the digital world that we are seeing is going to make more and more consumer tech savvy, technology savvy, and digital savvy, leading to a huge amount of consumer demand for the products. So for us in terms of Ingram or in terms of the brands, managing the price, giving quality products, and satisfying the customer. And most importantly for us, we are the distribution house for the entire technology market. Just in time in inventory management and the digitization and what you can say experience platform that we have to give to the consumer to actually get that particular product to them is going to be the biggest challenge and biggest thing that we will be working on.
technology was or has been one of the industries that kind of benefited out of this uncertain time. Like, I remember I had to change my system. It took me about 2.5 months to get a MacBook.
Yeah, yeah.
So brings me to my next question. So how, you said to perspective, but specifically, how have your company's plans and operations changed over these past years?
We had to actually quite a bit of change our entire strategy and focus. We were actually a company which were large, while our core distribution being the technology products, we also have a lot of investments and lot of attention going in terms of advanced solution, which is in the enterprise space and in the project space, in terms of giving solutions to the IT sector. So to a certain extent, the consumer demand, which was prevalent very significantly high, we had to invest quite a bit substantially in terms of giving support to the entire channel for consumer demand. So we had to invest in working capital. We had to invest in terms of supply chain planning. We had to actually invest in terms of technology within our company so that everybody has got what you can say proper analytics and information to take the right decisions and to also to push the product at the right place. And there was what you can say in terms of disparity in terms of the supply. At one place it will be higher, at one place it will be lower. So ensuring that it is reaching out to all pan India basis and managing the working capital flow. We had brought in a significant amount of channel financing and working capital solutions to the customers, so that in this particular period of time of pandemic, when there is a stress in terms of capital, we have supported them with the working capital programs. We supported them with channel financing programs and customer financing solution program. This enabled them to manage the working capital, longer working capital requirement during this period, and also in terms of managing the demands of the consumer. So I think these were some of the tactical and very significant changes that we had to do. Though we started it as a tactical change as a response to the pandemic, my view is that this is going to be now long term. Not only long term, is going to be a permanent way of doing the business.
So from your perspective, you all are a part of the backbone of the IT hardware ecosystem. Okay, and you all played a critical role. So, from where you sit, do you see, and most of, today a PC is a consumer product, a printer is a consumer product, actually. So do you see the need for consumer product businesses to do radical business transformation after these 2 years?
Yeah, in fact, I will say the business transformation is going to come across all the businesses, including the technology business products itself. Though we may be a conduit in terms of supplying these products. The most important thing is that I will say that the consumers have become very what you can say informative. They want hassle-free experience. They want organization of processes. We have to organize the process to give that experience to them. Everybody is focusing on quality and service. So as a consumer, nobody wants to take, they are ready to pay the money for it, they are ready to pay for the services for it, but they want an experience. So the quality and experience, which is going to be the future. And with the informed consumerism that we are having in, they want hassle-free, fuss-free, online, and easy way of doing business. So that is going to be there across all segments, whether it's a technology segment or non-technology segment. And we do have such thing. So especially for the success of consumer business and to get the consumer attention to our products, it's very important that we have all our platforms, which are like an experience platform. The experience that they get in terms of ordering, in terms of getting the product, in terms of making the payment solutions, are key for further growth and also the investments that the company has to do in future.
Strange that I ask you this question, but very often I've seen technology houses not up to date with technology for themselves, but at Ingram, what role has information and technology played during these times, and where would you rate your own organization in terms of technology on a scale of 1 to 10?
Frankly speaking, one is idealistic situation I'll talk about, and second is where we are and what is the journey. So in today's scenario, technology plays a fundamental role for any business to succeed. It is no more a luxury, or it is no more good to have. It is necessary for your own growth, for your own vision. So the more your technology invested and savvy company, more you digitize your operations, more you harmonize your operations to the digital platform, to experience platform, and make the customers, whether external or internal, even the internal talents require ease of doing business, ease of doing work in their own desk. So no talent can be retained or attracted if you don't have a good technology system. So the fundamental is, yes, technology is a must. Data analytics and analyzing the information to take a appropriate decision, an informed decision is going to be the future. So I'm very clear that no company can survive without a good and robust technology investment and technology practices being followed across all the phases of the business. Coming to our organization, we are a global company. We are present in more than 50 odd countries. So, frankly speaking, pandemic, our competitors and many other organizations were actually suffering in terms of how to do work from home. And for us, very frank, from day one, we were work from home because everybody had the laptop. All the sales guys had the laptop. Everybody had a laptop. We had Microsoft Teams already installed about a year back. We were using, underutilizing it. We knew the benefit of Microsoft Teams only during the pandemic. So all the meetings are on, everything was virtual. For us, frankly speaking, except for 1 week or so, or few days here and there, to understand the technology and the use, it was quite easy for us to adapt and do. In fact, we were the first movers to take the advantage and we could do the business very well, even during the close down of April 20 and May 20 when there was 100% closed down. That's the way the situation was. So I would rate my company to be around 8 out of 10. I would not say to put 10 out of 10 at all, being a technology company. We have a lot of things to do. We are investing quite a bit in terms of CRM solutions. We are bringing in the experience platform for the customers and suppliers. We are bringing in various other web tools and web-based programs so that we can ensure that, and many of the apps are being developed so that there is every particular action of ours, whether with the customers or with the suppliers or with our own talent, is all app driven by mobile, by PC, anytime, anywhere. So it becomes a very, very highly productive organization. So we are working towards that. So I would still rate our company somewhere in the 7 to 8 range.
Follow-up question: what will take it to 10 on 10? What is a little bit that's got to be done?
Say, I am coming from the finance field. I will never give 10 out of 10 because there is always room for improvement. But having said that, if our processes, whether order to cash or procurement to payment, or in terms of experience or the talent experiences, right from onboarding the talent to the appraisals and processes, everything being available seamlessly in a platform, which can be available sitting at any place in any part of the world, to a mobile phone or to a tablet or to a PC, is the vision one can have it. Similarly, the digitization, so much amount of manuals are being spent in terms of seeing the invoices, the entire invoices leading to the robotic and the optical fiber resolution, optical fiber reading methodology will help in terms of the entire productivity gain. So there is immense to do in various organizations depending upon what stage of maturity of technology they are in. So I would say that for us, we know our road path. We are working towards the road path. It will take some time for us to reach there. And as we reach there, I'm sure that some more new technology will come, and therefore we can never be 10 out of 10.
Brings me to my last question. As a finance leader, what are your key priorities or projects for improving your business in the next 2 years?
In terms of improving the business, I would say couple of things. As I spoke in many of the other areas, the most important thing is the experience that we give to our customers, the experience that we give to our suppliers, the experience that we give to any person who interacts within the organization or external to our organization. These experiences can come only by having the web platforms and the digitization process done across the organization in each of the processes. One. Second aspect is in terms of investing significantly in the digital process. Many companies are hesitant to invest in digital, but digital is the future because the organizations which invest in the IT resources for digital can only be actually going ahead and will be in a significant growth path as compared to an organization which is still in a different processes. So investment for digital is most important thing. Second aspect is building the data analytics and business analytics for taking informed decision is one of the most important part of it, because as we grow more and more, the competition is going to be high. We need to have data point and we need to have the analysis which are very quick and which are very fast with a correct source of data, which all will come from digitization, helps in taking informed decision, and that will be the success and growth for the future.
That brings me to the end of my questions, but wonderful speaking to you. Yes, digital has become very critical imperative right now for businesses to survive. Data is becoming, we always spoke about data, but, you're actually seeing the effective usage of data now. Just there's too much data, it has to be filtered. I will bring this to a close here. Mr. Iyer, it was wonderful speaking with you.